decades-old territorial dispute has seen its most serious flare-up since a truce was established back in 1994. Violence erupted between the nations of Armenia and Azerbaijan on Sunday morning, with both laying claim to the Nagorno-Karabakh region. Reports are coming in now from the disputed area about airstrikes being carried out there. RT correspondent Igor Zhdanov, who's currently in the capital of Nagorno-Karabakh, tells us that air raid sirens can be heard across the city. Locals have also been advised to take cover in basements. Earlier, Igor filed this report.
This is the city of Stepanakert, the capital of the disputed Nagorno-Karabakh autonomy. And, well, we are filming in infrared here because this is one of the darkest places on earth. All street lights have been switched off. Residents, people who are living here, are also trying not to turn on any unnecessary lights. It is a disguised tactic, a smart blackout, if I may say so, and it is done to make bombing this place more difficult. And it is being bombed for the first time since 1992. On our way here, we actually tried counting all the ambulances that were rushing outside the city, and, well, we lost count on 25. It was simply too many. That as columns of military hardware were rolling into the city. Now, according to military officials here, more than 80 people have been killed here during the clashes.
This is a life and death struggle, and we will win it, be sure of that. We are fighting the Turkish-Azerbaijani forces. A large-scale war is underway. Maybe tomorrow we will have to retreat or launch an offensive, but we must be prepared for more difficult and prolonged hostilities.
Both Armenian leaders and the Azerbaijani leaders have been blaming each other for the escalation, for instigating this conflict. The warring parties here make no distinction if it's the light of day or the darkness of night. It seems the fighting doesn't stop for a minute. And, well, we will be staying here, bringing you all the latest, including from the front lines.
Well, fighting in Nagorno-Karabakh has been escalating, with both sides reporting increasing civilian and military casualties amid violent clashes.
Get out!
Nagorno-Karabakh is one of several border disputes left over from the collapse of the Soviet Union. The republic seceded from Azerbaijan in 1988 and declared itself independent. However, the enclave, predominantly populated by Armenians, is not widely recognized as an independent state. Meanwhile, journalists from international media organizations are waiting for permission to enter and report from Azerbaijan. Among them our correspondent Murad Gazdiev, who's currently in Turkey.
Well, there's been a problem with gaining entry to Azerbaijan. We've made repeated requests to the authorities, to the government in Azerbaijan to grant us access, entry to the country to cover the conflict. Unfortunately, these requests hasn't been a response whatsoever. We've heard of indirect, sort of excuses about wartime emergency that has been declared in Azerbaijan, and we may see a reversal that we're hoping for, to be able to gain entry and gain a permit accreditation to work in Azerbaijan. Otherwise, there has been another day of escalation, many more dead reported on both sides. The latest, Azerbaijan has released a new video showing many soldiers of Nagorno-Karabakh and apparently Armenian soldiers killed in the action, the day's action there. We've also seen, of course, many videos and photos. It really does seem like a tremendous escalation. We've got to say now it is very difficult at this stage to verify any of these videos. There have been reports of old videos being posted, many fake news stories as well. Nevertheless, there has been a growing chorus, an international chorus, calling on both sides to cease hostilities. The international community is resoundingly saying, from the UN, which has called for an immediate halt to violence, from the European Union, from the United States, Russia, Iran, neighboring Iran, has come out and said this is no good, that both sides should stop and dialogue is the only option. Noticeably missing from this huge chorus is Turkey, where we are now. President Erdogan has taken a very hard line on the conflict, and he has thrown his support in behind the Azerbaijani side.
I once again condemn Armenia, who attacked Azerbaijani soil on Sunday. Turkey will continue to stand by its friend and brethren, Azerbaijan, by all means and with all its heart. It is time to bring an end to the regional crisis that started with the occupation of Nagorno-Karabakh. Once Armenia immediately leaves the territory it is occupying, the region will return to peace and harmony.
The president of Azerbaijan, Aliyev, has said that the only way forward is by the 1993 UN resolution regarding Nagorno-Karabakh, which recognized many parts of it as occupied by Armenian forces. And Aliyev has said that that is the only way for Armenian soldiers and Nagorno-Karabakh, the breakaway state's forces, to withdraw and to give up control over the area to Azerbaijan. This is an ancient conflict. There has been much blood spilled in this war. I was there in 2016, where there was another flare-up, another escalation of hostilities. Fortunately, it's ended in a matter of days, but it was, again, brutal. Judging by what I've seen so far, the footage that we've seen, the casualty lists reported by both sides, this is even worse than what happened when we were there in 2016.
Martin Summers, a writer and independent journalist, told us more about the underlying reasons behind the conflict.
It doesn't sound from the rhetoric that's coming out of either side that either side are particularly keen to talk. And, you know, this would be a problematic conflict even without outside forces potentially being drawn in on both sides. The escalation we're seeing today is a bit of a mystery because it seems to have blown up out of a blue sky. But obviously the conflict itself, it goes back to the 90s initially, and also, of course, to the drawing of boundaries between Azerbaijan and Armenia during the Soviet period and previously. What you had in this situation is a situation where Nagorno-Karabakh was effectively independent of Azerbaijan. Armenia obviously helped their fellow citizens as they saw it in Nagorno-Karabakh during the conflict in the 90s. Even if you can't come to a final conclusion about who gets what bit of the pie, as long as people aren't being killed, then that's good. And, you know, for many years that has been the case here, and sadly no longer the case.